The bushfire on Fraser Island raged for 2 months, sparked by an illegal campfire last October.
This is devastating, absolutely devastating in relation to the fact that half of our beautiful country had been burned.
The fire spread from the north of the island southwards, fanned by high temperatures, dry winds and difficult terrain. It threatened campgrounds, several townships and cultural sites.
We were just being firebombed from all areas. We had 3 fire fronts approaching. It was so out of our control and out of our experience as well, so it was pretty terrifying.
Fire crews worked to control the blaze with backburning, but it took 3 weeks for waterbombing to begin. Why it didn't occur sooner was examined in a review ordered by the state government. It found the Queensland Parks and Wildlife Service rejected an early offer from the Queensland Fire and Emergency Services to waterbomb because the blaze didn't pose a threat to life or property. Now the ABC can reveal some of the high-level discussions behind the decision in emails obtained under Right to Information. On October 18, 4 days after the wildfire began and it neared Orchard Beach Township, a principal ranger told a parks official, "I'm not sure we need this level of resource." As discussions continued, a parks executive director replied he wasn't supportive of waterbombing because you won't put it out in the swamp, and the fire isn't that bad to warrant it. He also felt it was a case of people wishing to indulge their profession, aka do something. The fire went on to burn 85,000 hectares of the World Heritage Site until rain doused the flames in December.
The time to act was in that first few days when they had the potential to put that fire out. And instead, their delays allowed that fire to take a hold on that island and burn out of control for weeks.
The Butchulla people are the traditional owners of Gari and share a similar view.
It's difficult to understand the reasons why. Why did it get to that point?
The Department of Environment and Science says all of this was looked into as part of the Inspector General Emergency Management's report, and its 38 recommendations have been supported. It says decisions to use aerial waterbombing were based on things like weather conditions, smoke, risk to property and vegetation types. Queensland Parks remained in charge of the fire response as it burned into November. On November 23, in response to emails about media requests, the then Assistant Director General says there really is no news. Yes, it's a fire. There's smoke. It's travelled 50 kilometres. It's in remote areas of the island. Nothing is at risk, and we are using water bombers to try to suppress it. By now, the large aerial tanker was attacking the fire. He says, "The large bomber costs us about $12,000 an hour, so we're probably burning more money than anything else." The next day, the blaze was declared a critical incident. Then, on November 25, emails reveal a media manager from the department sought approval for a media release warning visitors their plans may be disrupted at short notice. The then Assistant Director General says that is unnecessarily alarmist. The areas mentioned are inconsequential places, and the message will scare people off from making Christmas bookings to the resorts. In response, the department's media director replies saying, "If we play down the issue, we risk looking foolish," and it was a legitimate safety warning. 2 days later, Queensland Fire and Emergency Services took over control of the fire response and new visitors to the island were banned.
We could see the fire, we could see the glow. Certainly when the wind was blowing on land, we could feel the smoke, but there just wasn't information coming.
The Environment Department says it has internally reviewed how Queensland Parks and Wildlife Service handled all aspects of the fire, and it will continue to refine how it communicates with staff, stakeholders and the public during major events like bushfires. For those who were part of the communities on Gari, they hope the lessons learnt from the fire will ensure they aren't repeated into the future.
I think it's a real shame that Fraser Island, Gari, was not treated as the most significant asset because it's irreplaceable. You know, those 1,000-year-old trees, the fauna and flora that have been destroyed as part of the fire, they won't be coming back.